All right, guys, welcome to another episode of the Range Talk Podcast. My name is not Cisco.
My name is, I'm running out of people. Yeah, my name is not Isaiah. So
there you go, finally.
I guess I've made full circle.
Come all around. All right, you guys saw the title of this video, right? Let's not BS around. Let's stop beating around the bush. You're a person that really wants to play airsoft. You really want to get an airsoft gun for Christmas. How do you convince your legal guardian to give you said airsoft gun?
Specifically, you are a minor, under 18 years of age, and you cannot buy an airsoft gun legally yourself.
Well, there you go, right? You're a minor, you're a kid, you want to get an airsoft gun for Christmas, and you got to convince mom and dad, you got to speech 100 this, so we're going to help you and give you all the ammunition you need. Or if anything, too, you can also show your parents or your legal guardian that you live with, that you're hoping to get the present from, show them this podcast, too. We can definitely go ahead and give them some pointers.
Yeah, but if you want to make cliff notes, because we're going to rant. We're going to rant and rant and rant, because there's a lot to talk about of the pros of playing airsoft. Now, airsoft is a hobby,
yes,
at its core, but it's also, I would consider, a sport.
Yes, there is a sporting competitive aspect to it as well.
Absolutely, and with sports, you do get a lot of things that you can learn that can help you out in everyday life. Just like any other sport out there, like basketball, football, or soccer.
Football.
Yeah, there's quite a few different things. First and foremost is exercise.
Oh,
obviously. Yes. I'm not the greatest example, but
you've lost weight, man. You actually do. I look at pictures.
I appreciate
from when I first started here, right, and even going early 2020. There is a noticeable difference.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I need to get back into the gym or onto the field to get some exercise, because it is great cardio, but also with all the gear and everything, it could be considered a level of
strength training there.
Yeah, strength training, conditioning, because you're going to be lugging around your airsoft gun, possibly, more than likely, some tactical gear that's going to have some weight on it as well. And just get you physically active instead of being stuck at home, playing Call of Duty on the PC. Or
nothing wrong with that necessarily. Again, we're all, at the end of the day, we're all gamers, right? We've all played and had our fair share of experience when it came to just just sitting on the couch or sitting on our desk. And even to this day, right, we'll still spend hours playing games. But for all parents out there that are worried that their kid or whoever it is that they're in charge of might not be getting the exercise they might need, right? They're just gonna be stuck indoors, because again, Christmas break is coming up. Christmas break is coming up, so is Thanksgiving break, right? You're gonna have all that Thanksgiving food sitting in your belly, right? You're gonna need to work that off, right? And it's just much better to go outside and actually touch some grass as opposed to just staying inside the entire time.
Oh, depending on where you are.
That's true. It could be indoor too.
Well, yeah. Even for us, is there a lot of grass? It's more dirt and sand.
Dirt and sand. I don't like sand.
Yeah, but you are getting out there and being physically active, which is always something that parents or guardians would like to hear. I would think that, me being a parent, I would want my kid to be out doing something other than playing games. Again, we are all gamers at heart. We love playing video games and stuff, which is cool, but
it's a big reason why we got into this anyway.
Oh, absolutely. It's literally the first-person shooter in real life. But it's, something that you can use to say to your parent or guardian to be to help you get them convinced to get you an airsoft gun this holiday season.
No, absolutely. Because again, another aspect too when it comes to exercising, right, or just any sort of physical activity, right, if you guys have ever played on any sort of sports teams before, whether it be for your local community or for a school of some kind, you make a lot of friends, right? That's another big thing. There's a huge social aspect when it comes to airsoft and when going onto your public field, right? Or even just having little private events in your backyard or on private property with a group of friends, maybe some homies or other members of the community, right? Being able to meet new people that share a very common interest with you and being able to relate to them. And then again, make some pretty long-lasting friendships. There are many different friends that I've made solely just because I've been able to go out onto the fields and play, right? It's friends that I still talk to this day.
Absolutely, same here. I have lifelong friends that I have been playing with, even friends that were friends from high school I'm still friends with and still play with today. But I've met hundreds of more people through airsoft, and we've become friends that way. And something to add on to that, when you're meeting friends and you're actually playing airsoft, you do learn communicating skills and team working skills, being able to
how to cooperate with others.
Exactly, work with another person or people to actually get an objective done, all having a unified goal in mind, and you are all working to complete that objective, and that could be applied to regular day life, like whether you're an employee or if you're a student and you have a group project, or there's a team effort type of thing. That definitely helps you be able to I don't want to say fall in line, but like take a step back from taking control in your own hands and being able to trust and work with others to complete the bigger picture. If that makes sense.
No, absolutely. There's a big aspect of being able to work with other group of people, right? Like we all seen the jokes, right? We've all made the jokes where it's like, when you're paired up in the group project, right, and you're like the only one that's like doing all the work. You guys know the jokes that I'm talking, all the memes, right, out there. It's like me, right, doing all the work, everyone else in the group, and they're all laughing, having a good time, or doing, fuck all, right? When it comes to airsoft, that might happen, but honestly, it really teaches you how to actually work and communicate in a group project, which again is a very invaluable lesson that you can take on for literally any aspect later on down the road in your life, right? Because how many times have we been paired up in group projects for work, whether that be for something in the home life as well, right? Whatever the case or situation might be, being able to work in a group and being able to assign people their tasks, work together, trust other people that they're going to complete their task or make up for it if need be, that's all invaluable stuff that you can take on at any aspect in life.
Yeah, even in the classroom where, like what we just said, you're paired up with a group to do a group project, maybe do a presentation. That's actually another thing that is a benefit, communication skills, because in airsoft, especially if you are coordinating properly, you're going to want a clear line of communication, and you don't want to fumble your words, and try to be as concise as possible. So when you are, say, presenting a project in front of a class, you are able to present it in a way where it is
clear, concise,
exactly,
and to the point.
Yeah, exactly. You're not again just muttering because I am the worst example, because whenever we're playing and we have comms on, I'm like, they're guys on the left side. I don't know, there's about 8 of them. They're at the building with the versus, hey, we have a team of 8 guys estimate moving on the left side of the field heading toward this building, right? There's definitely a level of being able to process that and communicate that accordingly, instead of living or being affected by the nerves and the adrenaline and stuff, which if you are presenting, that can happen, especially with stage fright. When I was younger, I was even to this day I still have stage fright. I do have methods of trying to get over it and stuff, but public speaking is a skill of its own, right? Standing in front of a crowd and everyone's watching you, yes, go on, speak.
What's the thing that they used to tell you? What is it? Just imagine them in the underwear.
Yeah,
it's that shit don't work.
Yeah, I was never able to do that. No. So yeah, that's definitely a way. That's definitely another aspect of how airsoft, or getting a skill from airsoft, can translate over and help you out in real life. Because not only just public speaking, right, but just overall communication, whether you be on the phone or in person. You can avoid beating around the bush or trying to sugarcoat things, and just kind of get down to the point and make all of your points clear.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We'll communicate on comms, and even if you're not on radios or whatever, just being able to work with a team and be able to practice clear communication that's another skill set that you can take anywhere in life, right? Like you were just saying, I can't tell you the amount of times where I've been on comms with someone who was newer, right? You can tell they were newer because if they were communicating on some form of comms or trying to relay information of any kind, it was just complete spreading. And then I went here, and then I went here, and then this happened, and it's all right, calm down.
What is it now?
Take a breather. What happened here? All right. How many guys? Do we need help here? Okay, cool.
Okay.
Three guys over there. Support this side, or support this flank, whatever it might be, right?
Yep.
Let's get the objective clear, right? What is it that you were trying to tell me, right? And that helps me even now to this day, right? Where I'm trying to talk to customers, right? This is a real life example that I can bring. Customers come in, and sometimes they might not always know exactly what they're looking for. They might be sometimes some of them are scatterbrained. It's totally fine. There's a lot of information in airsoft, right? Just in general. So they're not really too sure. So I'm all right, what guns do you like? What are you expecting to do with the gun? Is there a color that you have a preference for? Where are you playing? Indoors, outdoor, just general like questions like this that are, or not general questions. These are very specific questions that help make the point clear, and that you can, okay, here's the objective. We need to find a gun that fits all this criteria. All right, cool. Here's what we have. Here's the pathway we can get to this particular airsoft gun, or here's the different options we have available. Again, you can use that in pretty much like anything, literally anything and everything.
Absolutely. That it's one of those skills that you don't think you would necessarily need, but you do.
Oh my God, you do.
Yeah, you do. You do it unconsciously, right? You're performing it without even knowing it, and even to myself, I can get a little like jumbled up. I can get a little confused, or like have a frog in my throat, where it's just like I can't get what I want to say out, or I'm not saying what I need as clearly or as understandable as possible.
We actually kind of need that like sort of skill set now more than ever, and not like to get like political or anything like, but like, you know, with when shutdowns happened, when COVID hit, right? There's a lot of research that's been done, and the results are clear now that like, oh yeah, like COVID really affected, like obviously for better or for worse, right? At the end of the day, it had to be done, but it really affected a lot of people, not just kids, especially kids, but like a lot of people's communication skills. Like a lot of people, and it's kind of a joke now. I'm pretty sure you might have seen the meme. People just don't know how to act in public anymore. There are just some people that are just like
seen the memes. I've seen people just
did it in real life.
What are you doing?
It's like GTA 5 just came to life, right? Like all these NPCs, like what is all these NPCs are doing the most obscure, like off the like out of pocket like shit, right? It's just crazy. But like, you know, that's a lot of it has to do with the fact that people just don't know how to, especially children, don't really pick up on the social cues.
Yep.
They can't really communicate effectively. So being able to have airsoft where it's like, okay, I need to picture my objective. What exactly am I trying to communicate? And that really helps practice that, because again, kids these days like really need a lot of help with that.
Absolutely. And again, it's just another thing that you can help, or that can be gained from playing airsoft. So write this down, right? Write all this down. Make sure you have your cliff notes ready.
Actually, the one thing I did want to like go over as well, like in addition to like, you know, because we've gone over like pretty much most of like the core, I'd say core benefits, right?
I think there's one that I would like to dive in a little bit deeper.
Let's go.
I think when you are playing airsoft, like especially like at a field, not just like back here shooting the
sure,
you are able to improve your critical thinking skills.
I can see that.
Yeah, right. Because especially under stress, because you're running around the field, especially if there's an objective or something that you need to complete. You're running around the field. Your adrenaline's high. You can get tunnel vision. It allows you to kind of process through things better mentally. So, for instance, in like a I ran out of ammo scenario in the middle of a gunfight, right? Like you're shooting your gun, right? You go dry. You're like, what's going on? Like immediately in that scenario, I think of like 2 or 3 different things that I could do to immediately get the gun up and running, so I don't get shot and lose the game, right? Or, you know, lose the game, right? I can be okay. I need to reload, right? And then there's also the other option of I can draw my sidearm if I have a sidearm, right? Or I need to get back into cover and do one of these 2 things, right? There's multiple things, and then actually physically executing that plan and being effective at it is definitely one of those things that you need to process through, because there have been plenty of times where like I go, oh snap, like caught with my pants down, like what do I do?
Right. That requires a level of situational awareness too, right?
Yes.
That's another aspect of the critical thinking, because like, for example, right, like if I'm usually pushing up with my team, right, if I'm like holding down some type of line or some type of angle, right, and the minute that I run dry, I don't even assume like anything else. The minute that I don't see my BB, I immediately assume, okay, I'm empty, I'm dry, right? So usually I think to myself, okay, I need to get back to cover, right, because there's no point in me trying to shoot and just linger around there, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm just a target. So get back to cover and communicate to the rest of my team, changing, right? So they know, okay, they have to pick up the slack now and take over my position while I change my mag out, right? But that requires a level of situation where you have to think, okay, do I have teammates around me?
Yes.
Right?
That's what I was just about to say.
Am I able to change this magazine? If you do want to stay in that position, you don't want to give up that position, okay, do you have enough time realistically to change out your magazine right on the spot? Right? And then also, I'm not gonna lie, some magazines are a little bit pricier than others. Do I really trust them being like dropped right then and there?
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, those are all aspects you want to keep in mind, like again during those moments. But again, not everyone has the ability to, like you said, critical think in a stressful environment fast enough.
Exactly. And even in like the scenario that you presented, I immediately started thinking of like what I would do as well. So it's like do I have a teammate around? Is it logical to even say changing like out loud?
That's another thing too.
Or will that open up a window of like an opportunity for the enemy to rush while I have my pants down, right? Like multiple different things, and being able to process through all these different things, and again executing them, definitely is critical thinking, situational awareness, and being, I guess, physically capable of doing it. Obviously, you need to be able to do it, but doing it effectively. So, yeah, there's so much that Airsoft can provide to a person without people even realizing it. Like I went years of playing Airsoft, not thinking about it, but then there are times where in real life, and like it's like for instance, this is just like a random situation. I'm driving my car on the street, and a car decides to just rush out of the side. Like, okay, what can I do? Do I have enough time to brake? Do I not have enough time to brake? Should I swerve out of the way? You shouldn't swerve out of the way.
No.
But if I do need to swerve out of the way, is there a car beside me? Like all these different things, like happening all at once, like immediately in a critical situation where like time is of the essence. Like it makes you more sharp, right? So if you're playing Airsoft more, you're able to just be on your toes a little bit better and be able to predict and find a way to process through things a little bit clearly and effectively without any
Panic.
Yeah, I guess panic and
lag or delay.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because if you lag or delay in that like split, decision making time, like when that car's coming in, I mean, it is possible, especially on the road. Like you could die.
No, yeah, absolutely. But I think what I'm trying to say is, like you're coming to a quick conclusion that is more than likely the best outcome in that situation in the moment. Like just getting out of Dodge. Like obviously, like from a cooking background, I used to work in restaurants. Like one thing, like at home, like let's say you're cooking, right? Something falls off of the table. You're like a person's normal reaction is to try and catch it, right? But for instance, if a knife is falling, I need to be able to identify what's falling. Oh, it's a knife. Let me step out of the way because you don't want to catch a knife. That's how you get yourself cut and end up with some stitches.
Or if you're like, again, if you're deep frying stuff, you take anything out of the deep fryer, something, I don't know how you would do it, right? But if something falls out, it's like, oh yeah, let me catch this.
Yeah.
But it's blazing hot oil.
Yeah, exactly. Just end up with a third-degree burn. So yeah, I mean that's just another aspect of things that you can learn. So so you could easily just improve all of these skills just by playing Airsoft a little bit more regularly. And again, this is ammo that you can use to tell your parent or guardian to help convince you. But Isaiah, what was the other thing that you wanted to say?
Well, not just for that, but also like for any parents or guardians that like, again, if you were on the fence about getting your kid an Airsoft gun, this is definitely like, I'm glad that you joined up. Because again, all this stuff, like these are all benefits that you will definitely see if you let your kid, play Airsoft at the end of the day. But, there are some counter arguments that I do want to go ahead and address as well. There are some counter arguments and some concerns, I will say, that a lot of parents and guardians might have, or reservations about them letting play Airsoft. One of the ones is that, like, they're worried that it's not safe. Right, that Airsoft cannot be safe. Well, you've worked storefront, you know exactly what we're talking about, right?
All of those concerns. As a parent, you want to make sure that your kid or the
small human.
The small, if you're a guardian, you want to make sure whoever you're responsible for is safe. That's definitely a big concern. I have a whole script of that, but what would you say normally?
So, like, I guess like the biggest thing that I always try to do is like I try to address like concerns directly. So whenever I get that in store, I usually try to say, okay, what is that you're afraid of? But generally speaking, if I'm going to give just a general blanket statement to kind of put their minds at ease, I usually let them know that Airsoft, is not something that is lethal. Airsoft is at the end of the day, it is a toy, right? It is think of this like as a really grown up Nerf toy, right? At the end of the day, it's not obviously. right? But it is
Not
not 100% accurate.
Yeah.
It functions very differently. But at the end of the day, this is a big toy, right? It is really cool looking. Obviously, it does require a level of discipline. It requires a level of maturity in order to handle. But it is a toy nonetheless, and these are meant to be played with and have fun with. Right? If you were to bring your child to, or small unit human, right? If you were to bring them out to an airsoft field, there are refs that are going to be monitoring the field and making sure that they're not doing anything irresponsible, not doing anything stupid, or not doing anything that would otherwise endanger themselves or anyone else on the field, right? So there is a level of them being monitored, so you're not going to have to worry about them just going AWOL or doing some really stupid shit, right?
AWOL.
I don't know what term to use. Yeah. That's the best way to describe it.
No, I get that. But there's also a level of precaution that you as a parent or guardian and the fields take, especially in safety gear. Number one, like face protection. You only get one set of eyes, and teeth are expensive. Typically, I think most airsoft fields, I can't say all of them, but most airsoft fields, anyone under 18 years old are required to wear a full face mask. That means
full
ears,
anti-rated eye protection.
Yeah, eyes, mouth, like everything needs to be covered to protect the head, which is great because, again, teeth are expensive. You only get one set of eyes. I've never been shot in the ear, and
either.
I hate saying that. I wish there was.
But son, I'm kidding.
Yeah, but yeah. Again, there's that level of safety there that will help protect them. Now, airsoft can be dangerous, which is why there is safety gear required, and there is an age restriction because we don't want anyone who's irresponsible or more rambunctious to just get their airsoft gun and run around, right?
No, to give the parents out there that are worried right now, that if you genuinely believe that your child or whoever that you're in charge of is not responsible, they're generally not a very mature person in terms of just being an overall responsible person as a whole, then yeah, absolutely. Then I would say maybe airsoft is not a good idea. Maybe wait another year, wait until they mature a little bit. Because again, like we mentioned earlier, there is a level of maturity that is required. That is why face protection is required. Because again, even though it is a toy, it can do damage, to a person. Like again, if you allow it to. But that's why eye protection is always required.
Yep.
In fact, a lot of refs, most refs that I know of, at every field that I've been to, if they see that you are tampering or if you are messing with your eye protection, even if it's just to adjust something, right? If they see that on the field, they will more than likely ask you to leave because that is a liability, and they don't want to be responsible for that, and they don't want anything happening to any of the players there either. No one wants to get hurt. No, we're not out here trying to hurt each other. We're out here to play a game at the end of the day.
Absolutely. And I think something to add on to that, kind of on the other side of the coin, is you can use this opportunity to teach them that discipline as well, right? So if your kid is a little bit rambunctious and they get into airsoft, or they discover airsoft somehow, right? And
it happens.
Absolutely. That's literally how we all got started into it, right? That's how we get started into anything. Like, what is food? Oh, wow.
What is food? I've never had this before. You're 16.
But, it's like, it's one of those things where you can take control of the situation, you can get the airsoft gun, and you can be really strict about it. You can only use this under my supervision. You can keep it locked up in a gun case, or if you have, if you want to invest, or maybe you have like a safe that's large enough to store the airsoft gun or keep it hidden away out of their reach, so you can completely observe them and teach them the respect of it. And anytime that they start like acting up or they're not handling it the way they should be, you immediately, nope, we're done, And then I think that honestly adds a little bit more motivation to the kid to be like, oh no, I need to be on my best behavior so I can play with my toys.
Gives them nice incentive, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I need to keep my grades up so I can put my airsoft gun,
Yeah, exactly. That's a whole other one. That's a whole other one right there. Keeping them in line.
They're like,
where are your straight A's?
Dad, can I put my airsoft gun? I don't know. Let me see those quiz results.
That's actually a good one.
It's kind of cruel, but honestly, it's good.
You know what's funny? I used to say to parents in store who would buy their first airsoft gun, their kids are like super excited and stuff. I'm like, listen, man, this is the deal. Now your grades are gonna get better. You're gonna do all the chores. The trash is gonna get taken out
without being asked.
You're not gonna be asked to do it. Okay, this is what's gonna. I say that to them as a joke. The parent finds it funny, but there's actually a lot of times where parents are like, nah. His grades are solid.
Yeah.
Now he's a good kid. This is why I'm getting him this gift
Yeah.
because he's been good. So it's almost like a reward as well.
Exactly.
Which is super cool. I'm like, damn, that's actually sick. Because my parents, I'm on the complete opposite end. I was never able to convince them.
I got to choose. That was my reward whenever I did good in school. I got to choose where we ate for dinner, like on the weekend.
So you chose to eat at Airsoft GI? No. That's strange.
I would have chosen that, honestly, had I known if Airsoft was a thing. Because I was talking about little kid, right?
Yeah.
If I had known, I'd be like, oh, yeah, I want to go to Airsoft. Yeah, that's my reward, right? Just to go in, right?
Just to come in,
Just
not
to
even
come
buy
in.
anything.
They wouldn't buy. I'm not gonna buy any shit.
That's mad funny. Oh yeah, that is definitely another aspect. So you can use the opportunity to teach the discipline and instill like a level of responsibility into the child that you are responsible for, whether it be your own or you are the guardian again. Just instilling good habits.
No,
right?
absolutely. And this is, again, not just for like airsoft guns, right? Just overall being responsible, but in the future, whether you guys are or not, if your child at some point or another does decide, maybe, hey, and when I grow up, I do want to own like my own firearm or whatever it may be. This is going to teach them a level of responsibility that can translate over. Obviously, it's not one-to-one. Obviously, it's not the same shit.
No,
but nowhere near the same thing.
But the fundamentals and muscle memory and the level of respect is going to be the same, even more so for real firearms, because obviously that is a tool that can unexist people, unalive people. There are terms that we're not allowed to say.
I'm about to just say it. My intrusive thought took over for a second.
But I mean, on top of that, it's again like I definitely learned the hard way in some aspects.
Oh yeah, I was actually going to get into that too. I know exactly what story you're thinking about, because the next counter argument that I was actually going to bring up that parents usually ask, or not that I'm trying to argue me, but like they have concerns about it, is the guns look so real.
Mm-hmm.
What would happen if someone sees it, right? Like, are they going to get shot?
Yeah. So, first off, again, you want to treat airsoft with the same level of responsibility as a real firearm. Do not take it out in public.
Fuck them.
Don't take it out in public.
No.
Don't point at anything you're not willing to destroy or unalive. Be aware of what's. Be aware of your target and what's in front and beyond it, just surrounding it, obviously. Keep the finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire, so on and so forth. All the firearm safety rules. I learned the hard way when I was younger. I did not have a parent that knew. It's not that they didn't know about my airsoft guns, but they didn't know like where I was playing. I'd play like in my neighborhood.
It was a different time.
It was definitely a different time. It was a wild, wild west, and like all the neighborhood like families and they were cool. They didn't care. They knew we were like slinging plastic pellets around. They really weren't bothered by it. But there was one incident where I went into like this undeveloped part of the neighborhood that was dug out and had like trenches and stuff. Mm-hmm. And me and my friends decided to play there. So yeah, me and my friends, which are friends I still play with today.
That is hilarious. I know them.
Yeah. We decided to play there, and it wasn't in the immediate area where we normally play in the street. So like part of the neighborhood, they didn't know what was happening. They just saw kids running around with airsoft guns that looked really realistic, and they called the police. SWAT came through, had guns pointed at us. Very scary scenario. I was very young, very dumb. Just turned 18. I was like, my life is over. This is it. For a toy gun. I'm stupid. This is what I get. This is what I get for being stupid, right? But I didn't have anybody to instill the discipline like that. And obviously, I'm alive. My friends are alive. Nothing bad happened. They're like, hey, don't be stupid, right? Like, they're just like, we could confiscate these. We could give you all tickets. We're not going to do that. We understand you guys are just playing around. You guys are obviously not shooting at like random people or anything. You guys are literally playing in a ditch, right? So go home, put these away. Don't come out and do it again.
I've always been curious because I've actually never asked, what was the aftermath at home like about that?
Oh, my parents don't know.
Oh.
Mom, Dad, sometimes you watch my videos.
I doubt they watch this one. Watch this be the one they watch.
It'll be hilarious. Hey,
It's been so long since I've seen
just so
Cisco
you
on
know,
YouTube.
I wasn't technically arrested. I was detained. I was put in cuffs. All my friends were put in cuffs. They searched through the car. It's funny because like the officers, as we're sitting there, like fuck, like oh man, we're done. They're like, man, he's cool as shit.
That's what they always say.
And I was just like,
every cop I know that comes in, or every former like military dude that has no idea what airsoft is, right? Or even if they just heard it, they just never seen it.
Yeah.
Every time that I like show them my shit, right? Or they come to the store sometimes, right? And they're like, oh, this is fucking cool stuff.
Yeah.
I wish I had the real one of this.
yeah. I'm sitting there like, thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, but I use that lesson that I learned the hard way as an experience to inform kids, minors who are under the age of 18 and their parents. Be like, hey, this can easily be confused as a real firearm, orange flash hider or not. Do not take this out in public. I learned the hard way. Learn from my lessons, and I really do use that as more of a positive message because I ended up like having like my life, my limbs. I nothing bad happened to me, but I have heard of situations, and they have ended up on the news where kids are playing in the neighborhood and they're really young. They don't know a cop is yelling at them with a gun drawn. It can be really bad. And I'm not saying this to try and scare you, but I do want to let you guys know that hey, this is actually something that, again, you need the level of respect and discipline to fight the urge of like wanting to run around with the neighborhood kids and play airsoft.
I think that's the biggest thing, that like the level of responsibility is required to be there, but it actually doesn't even require that much. Like if you really think about it, it doesn't really require that whole lot. Like, oh, I need to train to have this discipline. Like, because I know some parents would think, oh, I have to instill this into my kid. It's actually not hard, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, just treat it like a real farm, right? That's the best thing that I can, like I tell customers, right? Don't take this out in the middle of public where other people can see you, unless it is a public field that is that you are allowed to play airsoft and or paintball, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If it's that, then great. But anything else, keep it inside a gun bag, a gun case, a box of some kind. Doesn't really matter, even if it's the retail box, right?
Yeah, store it away, keep it locked up and secured.
When you're transporting it in your car, don't have it in your lap. Just have it in the trunk.
Oh my god!
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh my god!
Hey, look at this FNX 45 that I just got, and it's like on the freeway. It's like, oh my god, right? Everyone,
Yeah, don't
do that.
Don't
do
do
that
at all. That's so bad.
Yeah.
That's absolutely terrible. Yeah, again, just being responsible with it. But again, it allows you to firm that into your child, and if you can be responsible with it as the guardian or parent, you can keep it locked away. And again, under your supervision only, you can allow them to mess around with it. Obviously, like you get it for them, it's definitely a toy and stuff, but overall, it is definitely a way to get a little control over them.
Should grow little mitts all over their lives, you know. One thing I would say though, and actually, like in all honesty, there's another like motivation, like something that you can do to help make sure that they are being responsible. You know, you like you were saying, you know, that you are, they're only allowed to use it when it's under their supervision, right?
Yep.
Why not at the end of the day, right? Especially if you guys want to do something together with your kids, why not play with them?
That's actually a good point.
Because I've always wanted to be able to have that experience of my dad being able to play with me. Don't get me wrong, my dad's seen my stuff, right, like that I got, right, and he was like, oh, you know, I remember him messing, let me see that, and he would just shoot in the backyard, right, or he would like want to shoot possums that were messing with our dog.
Okay, all right. With an airsoft gun?
Yeah, just to scare them away. He didn't actually shoot them directly. He would shoot the branches and be like,
shoot around them?
yeah, and then they would just scatter.
Okay, good.
Right? No, he just wanted, because again, I had a little wiener dog growing up, and like,
You
yeah,
kept them in the backyard?
yeah,
Okay, that makes sense.
yeah, and the possums and raccoons loved messing with them.
hey, you're a wiener. You're a wiener.
You're a wiener. Oh, dude, I can see that conversation happening between the animals. Guys, stop! I'm a dachshund, actually. But no, like, so, and he actually got a lot of kick out of using them, right? He loved using my airsoft guns, right? But he's never like taken the time to like play with me or want to go out and be like, hey, let me go play with you. If my dad did that, even now, right? I've always had that door open for him. So in case he wants to play, he's like, you know what?
Yeah.
It's your birthday. Let's go play together. I'm like, okay, I got everything. Right?
Yeah.
You don't need to buy anything. I got everything for you. But that would be an awesome memory to have with him that I would never forget, right? And I'm sure all the parents out there watching this right now, if you have a kid that's interested in airsoft, they want you to play with, even if they don't say it.
Yeah, they want you to play with.
They want you to play with
They
them.
want you to be involved, even if they're a little rambunctious and rebellious. No, they want you to be a part of their life. Absolutely.
Even if they say like, oh, they're like the type of kid, the kids that are like, oh, I'm so embarrassed with my parents. Right? First of all, you're a little shit that does that. Like, first of all,
Learn better.
fuck you. Anyway, you don't know how good you got it, man. Anyway, but yeah, like at the end of the day, right? Even if they say that later on down the road, they will appreciate that so much that you took the time to show an interest in something that they're doing and play with them, right? I get parents that come in now, right, that are saying like, yeah, no, I want to do this with my kid,
Yep.
right? Because they got into it themselves, and then they're getting their kids into it, they're getting their wives into it as well,
Yeah.
right? Their significant others,
Oh, yeah.
and they're all playing. The whole family plays.
I love seeing that.
Yes.
Where it's like one guy comes in and he brings his friends or like his family, and then they all get into it, and then it's like a group affair. Like I love that so much. And like what Isaiah said, like my dad's a gangster, dude. Like he's older now, he's not able to move. Even when I was like younger in high school, like he showed interest in it. Like especially like he'd ask me about it. Like I'd pull out like my 1911 gas blowback. Like, oh, this is actually pretty cool.
I can imagine your dad like just turning like serious operator and like knows how to use it and everything.
Oh, dude, if my dad like field stripped it, I'd lose my mind. I'd be like, yo! I'm like, okay, teach me. Whatever it is, now, please.
Back in the day, I thought Travis Haley, #1 student for me.
Imagine. It was like, Jonathan Vick.
I remember him.
Yeah, punk ass. No, but if I ever got to play with my dad, that would be something that I would like keep with me forever. Like I have played paintball with my family before. That's something that we used to do recreational.
Yeah, I did that one time for my birthday.
Yeah, we would go like at least a couple times a year. Like obviously, like they're busy, they're all adults with jobs, but anytime we could, we'd squeeze it in. And like I'd always think, man, if my dad was here, like this would be fun.
Yeah,
it'd be super cool. Obviously, he can't do it, but like getting into airsoft with your child is definitely something that can help develop your relationship with them in a very positive way. Here's the thing. I was telling Isaiah this earlier. Your kid is showing interest in airsoft. Instead of forcing them to do something that they're not going to want to do, like play some other type of sport or list them in like a music class, right? At least being a part of airsoft, again, exercise, all of the like skills that you can learn with communication, critical thinking, all of that. There's that benefit already. But then you can join them in this sport that will, again, develop your relationship in a very positive way and have something to do and talk about and kind of just like grow over. I mean, granted, like everyone's relationship is different. Like I have family that have like uncles and brother-in-laws that have relationship with their kids that grew around sports or some other type of hobby. This is the same aspect, right? It's like one instance that I actually love is Brewer and his son Seabass.
Yeah.
Airsoft Brewer and his son Seabass. Like it's so cool to see them go to the field and play, and they're both into it.
Real Wild, and it's his kid.
Yeah, Real Wild too.
Which is bullshit that his kid is that tall.
How old is his kid?
13.
No way.
Dead ass. Pinky promise. He's 13 years old.
I've never pinky promised.
Oh really? My fiance and I do it all the time.
That's hilarious.
No, like
he's 13.
He's 13.
He's 6-something.
He's 6-something. He's big. This is not fair.
No, but even then, that's super cool because it's like
he's gonna remember that for the rest of his life.
Absolutely, you're gonna have these memories. You're gonna share multiple experiences. But when you get this level of I don't even know how to phrase it. When you get this level of camaraderie, it becomes more than a parent-son type of thing.
Yeah, it's like it's your homie. That's your friend.
Yeah, exactly. It's a friendship, and then they're more open with you. With other things in their life, any problems or any other interests, they're more open and willing to express that with you. Like it took for a long time for me and my dad, Like, I would treat like he's my dad, even with my mom. Like they are my parents.
Yeah.
Right. I respect them.
First
for
and
that.
foremost, it's...
But then only when I got older, you know, I started becoming more curious about them as people and not my parents, and I was like asking them, talking with them, just about their different perspectives on things, and then that's where like I really developed a friendship with my parents, and like I'm really sad that I didn't get that when I was younger, because I could have been in a better relationship for much longer and a better understanding, and I could have seen eye to eye with them much younger, and then, you know, be in a better place like mentally and emotionally, because especially when you're a kid, a teenager, you typically butt heads with your parents a lot of the time.
It was like when you're growing up, right? There's a lot of like emotions that you're going through, you're trying to find yourself, and then of course, right after a certain time, too. This is every like parenting, from what I can tell, because again, I'm not a fucking parent.
Yeah.
But like, you know, it looks hard, man. And at a certain point, you kind of get tired of it. Not like, oh, I'm tired of like my kids, right? But like, no, even then, yeah, that's a thing. That's the thing. You can be a parent. You can be tired of your kids. That's totally fine, right? The parents are not like this perfect thing. They're just regular people.
Yeah,
like
they're
you
still
and I.
people.
They're still people at the end of the day, guys. You know, they're tired too. But you know, going back to this is something that can really help strengthen a bond between like family members and their kid, because now you have something fun together. You're not just constantly clashing, butting heads with each other. You can go out, still have fun, build memories with each other, right? Because it doesn't even end at the airsoft field, right? Even as soon as you're done airsoft, it's like, oh, let's grab something to eat. Those are like the best meals possible, right? Being able to share that with your parents, that's absolutely amazing. And like you said, right, if you're using airsoft as a means of incentivizing your kid to do better in school, right, make better decisions, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you're going out and playing with them, fuck yeah. They would do everything in their power to make sure that they are maintaining that like 4.5 GPA.
4.5.
4.5. I only got that.
4.5. Who has ever gotten a 4.5?
I don't know. But I'm sure it exists. Like if you ask me, like it's possible. I don't know how the grading system works anymore.
You are absolute class.
I knew people that got over like a 4.0 GPA.
I heard like 4.1 or 4.2. I've never heard of 4.5.
That's how insane it is. That's how awesome they are.
That's wild. If that was the case, just enroll them into college. Just enroll them into college in the ninth grade. They're fine.
They're fine. Yeah, they'll be all right.
That's actually nutty. No, yeah, I do think like airsoft. It for those of you that are kids watching this, wanting to show this to your parents, be ready to live up to that expectation.
Oh yeah.
Be ready to have the discipline, to have the responsibility, to have the character, to be like appropriate with the airsoft gun. Again, these are essentially toys, but they can end really bad if you are not being responsible with them. Like you can lose an eye, you can damage some things, you can get in trouble with law enforcement. It can go really bad. So you as someone who wants to get into airsoft, you really do need to have the level of discipline required to play airsoft and prove that to your parents or guardian.
Remember, at the end of the day, airsoft, like you said, it's a toy, right? You know, even though it is a toy, these are fairly expensive toys, right? This ain't your Nerf blaster, right? You get at Target, right, or Walmart. You know, these cost a pretty penny. Even the most affordable stuff can be a little bit, you know, pricey in terms of other stuff out there in relation to like other toys, right? So it's a two-way street. If they're willing to go out and put in the money to, you know, help you get your first airsoft gun, right, then you have to be able to put in the work to be able to maintain your grades and show them that you can be responsible, you can be respectful, and that there's no reason or there should be any issue at all. Even once you get the airsoft gun, the deal doesn't end there. You have to continue to maintain it.
Absolutely.
Recording. Okay, you look like a dad when you're doing that.
You said I look like a dad?
Yeah, you know what? You know when the dads do they gotta squat, they do the...
Hey champ! You having fun there?
Are you a winning son? Apparently Boaz's dad did that to me. He's like, did you airsoft, son?
Are you?
That's a verb. Did you airsoft a lot, son?
So bad. So terrible. Okay, all right.
All right, we're good. We're rolling. Okay, now one last concern that
just so you know, I'm keeping the whole beginning of this in.
Yeah, no, that's well, no transition needed. All right, but you know, for any parents or legal guardians that are still watching this, a little bit of have a little bit of reservations about, you know, again, starting to airsoft, specifically about knowing what even to buy, because you know it doesn't really take a whole lot to go on our website and see like. There's a lot of stuff.
There's thousands of
products, right? There's thousands of guns. Not knowing where to start, like, because again, maybe they do want to buy, you know, whoever they're in charge of an airsoft gun, but they really have no idea where to even begin or what to even look for.
Absolutely. And we did talk about this in the last podcast, which we do recommend you go watch because we go a little bit more in depth. But here we're going to streamline it a little bit better. So just the cliff notes again. But take a look back. I'll put a card here, hopefully, wherever it is on the screen.
Tasted good. Anyway.
So you can take advantage. But Isaiah, please, let us know.
Okay, so at the end of the day, it really is going to depend on what your budget allows, right? How much you actually feel comfortable spending. Now, a lot of people might not even know where to even begin or how much these things cost, right? And don't get me wrong, there's a pretty much an airsoft gun for everyone's budget, right? But it's also having the right type of expectation for your airsoft gun, because not every airsoft gun performs the exact same. A lot of them can perform similarly, but once you're under a certain budget, then you're gonna get what you pay for, essentially, right? So usually what I tell customers, as far as a budget to have in mind, this is my go-to budget. You have a plethora, and I mean a plethora of options for you. Minimum that you typically want to spend for an airsoft gun would be $150 to about $200, I'd say even $250 if you have the needs for it. $250,
Yep.
$150 to $250, and you are golden, right? Don't get me wrong, there are good airsoft guns even under the $150 price point. They're not as common as they once were, when we started playing, right? But they still exist, and there are guns even well below that as well, well below the $100 price mark, that are still really good as well. But they are going to be limited in what they can do. My recommendations are always to go for something that's going to last you a long time, right? Is going to be a platform that is very much supported by the aftermarket, meaning you can find parts, you can find accessories for. Something that's very customizable. He's just doing the Will Smith.
This,
right? So being able to go for something, like for example, an AR of some form, an M4, an M16, right? Something like this, or any of the ones behind us, right? Most of these are going to be the AR platform. Something like that is going to be a very good first step.
Oh yeah.
Because you're going to, again, that is literally, no bullshit, that is the most modular, most supported system in all of Airsoft, right? The internals are going to be very much available at Airsoft GI. There are so many different versions that exist out there, so you can kind of pick something that tickles your fancy at the end of the day, right? And there's many different brands you can choose. Do you want to go over, I don't want to take over the whole thing.
No, you're good. So in addition to the model, make sure you're looking at keywords like AEG or electric airsoft gun. An AEG is what we would normally classify as like a competitive airsoft gun.
Automatic electric gun.
Yeah, automatic electric gun. And it's just a matter of doing a little bit of research. We have plenty of videos that can help inform you, plenty of tutorials and just informative videos. So you have the information that you need, but also doing a little bit of research to your local area as well. Depending where you live, you could have a lot of fields near you, like we have in Southern California.
We're blessed, honestly.
Yeah, we are absolutely spoiled. Or you could be on the completely opposite end. There's no fields around you, but there might be like a local group that you find on Facebook or something that gets together on private land in the forest and plays, right? So you're going to want to do a little bit of research, because especially if there's regulated fields, they typically have velocity limits for safety reasons. Outdoor fields, we said it in the last podcast, normally have 400 FPS, and indoors normally have 350 FPS. That will dictate the type of airsoft gun that you get in terms of what it comes with out of the box, or if it can be adjusted to meet that field requirement. Other than that, Isaiah, I think, hit the mark right on the head, or hit the nail on the head, where
hit someone's head.
He hit something. He hit something. But yeah, having something that's, again, supported, upgradable, repairable, and can last a long time and grow with you in this venture, because when people get started in airsoft, they're typically in it. I would say the earliest I've seen someone quit is maybe like several months in, and then normally they become like lifers, like us, at least a couple of years, right? But overall, just listening to your kid as well, because I think they have done a lot of research into into what they kind of want as well. Like, hey, I really want the M4, right? Like, obviously, you don't have to get that exact model because what is shown in airsoft videos and stuff could be like some of the most expensive stuff.
Not only that, but also too, like, this is not throwing any shade at any one particular kid or child or anything like that. But at the end of the day, I would say take the research that a child does. You know what I mean? Someone who's under 18, like, take the research that they're doing. Not saying that it can't be valuable, but take the research they're doing with a grain of salt.
I agree with that.
Just because sometimes you will, like you said, you know, not every video out there is going to be, like, you know, 100% like accurate to what you would expect from the airsoft gun itself, right?
Yeah.
There are some, you know, brands and some people out there that, you know, they're sponsored, right? They're going to go ahead and say whatever needs to sell a product. I would say do your research, right? That's the biggest thing. Do your research alongside them as well. That way you're both looking into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And research doesn't just only mean going to online sources. If kids, I know a lot of us love to rely. I have social anxiety too, right? I don't like to go ahead and go into stores a lot of times for stuff, but I have to because, again, that's how I get information. I'm actually doing that right now for fishing equipment.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my dad and I are trying to get better fishing equipment now because he's had his stuff, but he's trying to get me into it as well.
Nice.
'Cause I've always loved fishing, so. But anyway,
Yeah.
like I'm having to go in person in the actual walk-in stores and walk-in locations for a lot of places in order to actually do my research and start talking to the reps there, because a lot of the reps, especially at smaller shops, they're there because they clearly like fishing. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
they're gonna give
sure.
their 2 cents. It's the same thing with us. We're players at the end of the day. We obviously love playing airsoft, different facets of it maybe, but we're all playing the same game.
Yeah.
You know, so if you have questions, especially if you guys are local to the area, or if you guys want to make the drive out down to 21077 Concord Points Drive, Walnut, California, I don't remember the zip.
91789.
Thank you. If you guys want to come out and do the walk-in location, you know, and ask us questions, any of our reps, any of our guys here, we're more than happy to let you guys know exactly what to be looking for, what we recommend, what we personally use, we'll even show you the guns that we use ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, even if you're not local to us, we live stream pretty much every day.
Yeah.
We have different facets of social media, being Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, our Discord with our community, the Mail Gang.
Another great place to get more information. Join our Discord
Absolutely.
server.
And again, during our live streams, where we're typically doing Q&As, where we'll answer your question as best as we can in that moment, or show you something where you can get the information that you need, right? Like, that's what I really love about like airsoft. There's a level of camaraderie amongst a majority of the players that is willing to help each other out, especially with our community and like what we represent here at Airsoft GI. We're players at the end of the day. We want to see airsoft flourish and grow and have more players join in and just make airsoft continue to be bigger, as big as it could possibly get, and giving you guys who are getting started, or again might be a parent getting a gift this holiday season for your child, giving you guys the knowledge to make an educated guess, so what you spend at the end of the day will last, and it's not just going to end up in the trash somewhere.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Because again, like, our biggest goal is to get more and more people to play airsoft. We want airsoft to succeed. That's my biggest thing that I've always seen, right? And the information is out there, right? We intentionally we have great info. Like, we have objectively fantastic information out there on all of our YouTube videos and disassembly videos, product reviews of the guns themselves. And we'll let you know too, if we're biased about something, we're gonna outright say it, right?
Oh, yeah.
We don't hide that. We don't hide that at all.
No, yeah, and if you watch like our product overviews, we don't shy away from like, yeah, no, this gun is ass. No, this gun is not worth it. This may be good for some of you guys, but for the majority of the people, like, we're completely honest about that. You ask us that any day of the given week, any time, we are gonna have the same response that we have publicly put out there, because it's our honest, genuine opinions. Like, the MGC4 Mark II right here, fantastic airsoft gun. This is something that we made with the airsoft community and the factories directly. You know, like, it's something that I think represents the airsoft community like wholeheartedly. And this is just like one incident. Like, there are plenty of airsoft guns like that we carry that I could pull off of like the store and like know everything about and recommend it, and like know who that would be beneficial toward.
No, absolutely. Well, we have our biases, we have our own personal preferences, and we let you guys know, because again, maybe you might end up being the very similar type of airsofter as me, maybe something very similar to Boaz, or something very similar to you, Cisco, or even similar to Brendan out in the front right now. Again, there's so many different ways to play, and there's so many different products out there, and thankfully we carry them all. And again, we're trying to put out as much information as possible. I think we pretty much just about wrapped up everything.
Yeah, I do believe so. So guys, if you are a child under the age of 18, or you're trying to convince a parent, a relative, maybe an auntie or a cousin or something,
grandma, your meat mom,
someone to get you an airsoft gun this holiday season, please show them this video. And if you happen to be a parent or guardian or an auntie or any of the other trying to get an airsoft gun as a gift, hopefully this was a good benchmark for you to start. Again, we did do a light buyer's guide in the last Range Talk podcast. Again, I'll link it so you guys can see it, but you can go to the Airsoft GI channel, look up Range Talk podcast playlist, and you can find the previous episode where we go into different platforms of what you can expect budget-wise, what you can see, what to look out for when you are shopping.
Not only that, shorts too, actually.
Yeah, even in our shorts as well. We have plenty of 1-minute reviews, gift ideas you guys can check out. Also, just entertaining stuff. Again, I think airsoft is something that can be enjoyed by everyone, no matter what age,
gender, whatever kind of person you might be. It does not matter. Airsoft can literally be fun for every single person out there, right? And again, highly recommend that you check out all the content that we put out on the main channel, even on the secondary channel, Airsoft GI Reloaded. We do a lot of 1-minute reviews there. But if you guys are looking for product overviews, if you guys have any other questions too, maybe something a little bit more detailed, you're more than welcome to go ahead and DM us, Instagram, Facebook, Discord server as well. Highly recommend you check out the Discord server too. Very good place.
Absolutely.
Ask all your questions. All the marketing guys, we all monitor that, so we respond very, very quickly. Not only that, feel free to join any of our live streams. Again, it's the same channel. We're going to be live streaming here pretty much every single day. I believe by the time this comes out on Sunday, you're actually going to be doing a live stream on Monday as well.
Yep, I will be doing a live stream on Monday, so you can catch that tomorrow by the time this goes live. But if you already are shopping at airsoftgi.com in another window, maybe you have a dual screen or something. No, right now, the holiday savings have started at airsoftgi.com. You can save up to 25% off store-wide without any coupon codes. You can get automatic free shipping over $179. Earn reward store credit for every dollar that you spend at airsoftgi.com. You can use coupon code 20th, 20TH, to save an additional 10% off. And Airsoft GI is the only shop that rewards you for shopping at airsoftgi.com with a chance to win a shopping spree giveaway. And as of right now, the shopping spree prize pot is $1,800.
All you have to do in order to be entered, it's very easy. Place a $20 or greater order through Airsoft GI, whether that be online or in store, right? However, if you want to increase your odds even more, right, the best move to go ahead and do would be place your orders for a silver 20th anniversary mystery box version 2 available on our website right now. Retails for $155. That list that we provide on there, you are guaranteed to win something out there, and all the prizes on there are certifiable bangers. Cisco picked them out himself, and you actually did a very good job. This box is fucking insane, right? And for $155 only. Not only that, but you'll actually be getting 10 entries into the shopping spree. But that's 10 chances of winning $1,800 all for yourself. Not only that, we have a ton of items that are already discounted right now. A ton of shocker deals, a ton of sale items, tons of discounts available. Make sure that you go ahead and place your orders. We actually, if you like this gun that we have in front of us, the Mayo Gang MGC4 Mark II, we have this available for pre-order right now. You can still place your orders for it. They have already arrived in port by the time this video goes up.
Actually, as of filming, it has already arrived. It's scheduled to be ready to pick up on the 15th, I think. And we're going to start shipping them out immediately. So later on next week, probably literally Wednesday or Thursday, they're going to start shipping out. So if you want to secure yours, grab it. Literally, they sold out super fast in the first wave. You guys asked for them back. We want to make it a regular thing. If you guys are looking for the perfect gift for yourself or for someone special in your life, grab an MGC4 Mark II. It's an airsoft gun built by airsofters for airsofters. I think it's a fantastic airsoft gun that will last you a very long time.
Alright guys, my name is Isaiah.
My name is Cisco.
And we'll see you all on the next Range Talk podcast.
Later y'all. Peace.